our core philosophy and the brand ethos is centered on rituals.
You have to be
Yeah.
smart with your time and also know how to take care of yourself while you're doing other things.
Doing that takes at least 10 to 15 minutes. But even that 10 to 15 minutes of doing this versus just pouring in hot water in a tea bag, you are taking the time to take care of yourself.
It's actually a lot more than that from a physical perspective and from a consciousness perspective. And that's why rituals, no matter what your background is, no matter what you're actually doing, it's imperative to one's, especially women's, mental health.
That's how obsessive I got with health. And I was destroying my body over the college years. You're drinking a lot, you're treating your body like a trash bag. That was when I was like, you know what? I need to start looking into like what is going on with me because I can't just collapse.
When you're using a tool like that, not only are you creating movement within the actual structure of your face, you're using your consciousness to slow you down. Ava Lee.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you.
We're in sunny Miami.
Finally, Ava is a longtime friend. It's so funny because when people have guests on, you never know their dynamic. And
No, we're
everyone I
real
invited, we're
friends.
actual real friends.
Real friends.
Ava's seen me through many chapters of my life.
Just in the last few years, you've gone through a million lives.
No, really.
Yeah.
Quite literally. That's why people are like, where do you get this wisdom from? I'm like, I actually had to study because I was through so many different chapters and you were actually
From,
a part of so many of
I
them.
think, all of it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy.
Crazy.
And likewise, now you're pregnant,
I am.
which is so cool because I know you're going to be an incredible mom.
Thank you. And you've also known me through all my chapters of life. Before pregnancy, trying to get pregnant, all my health problems, like how I cured everything.
Yeah.
So we've been through it all.
Ava is one of those women that I find to be really inspiring because we had to do a lot on our own. And I think quite often people see us on social media and see our businesses and they assume that we had a lot of help or that perhaps we come from a lot of money. And most women I know, I mean, you magnetize what you are,
Yeah.
did everything on their own and they manifested it. You are a manifester.
You are a manifestor too.
I mean, really, we are manifestors.
Yeah.
Truly. I think what would be cool is to let women know how you manifest, what your mission is, and we can share both because I think people are inspired by it.
Yeah, I think a funny side note for like the manifesting thing is, I'm in here in Miami. It's, it's snowing. It's so cold in New York this week. And I just am always cold, right?
Yeah.
I want warm weather. And I texted my husband, Ben. I was like, Ben, I want to move here one day. Like, I want to get a house here one day, even for like a winter or something. And he said, great, dream big.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, well, I'm the expert delusional person, so no problem. But
That's what it is
I
to be
think
an
that it is.
entrepreneur.
You have to be delusional to some point because, yeah, it is delusional, but it's not like too crazy because you're delusional because you know in your heart, deep down, that there is at least, a 1% possibility. And then you make that 1% into 100% possibility.
It's actually spiritually not a 1% possibility. The spiritual notion behind desire.
You said this before to me.
Correct.
That you can achieve anything that you think about, right?
Because if you desire it on some
Yeah.
frequency, it exists for you. You
Yeah.
can't desire something that doesn't exist for you.
Exactly.
So when people are like, I think I want a home here, or actually, I think I would like to live in Miami or Dubai
Yeah.
or New York or Africa. I'm like, well, where did that come from? I don't know. It came from somewhere and it comes from something higher than you.
Yeah.
So dreaming big is actually not so much of a dream if the desire already exists. It's for you on some level.
And it's for you because something that I desire, you probably may not desire.
Correct.
But that's because it's in my desire circle and my potential.
Correct.
And everyone has different potentials
Yeah.
and dreams and manifestations. Yeah.
Why did you start by Ava? You didn't grow up with business people around you, from my understanding, in terms of what you do.
No, it's crazy. I grew up in Asia my whole life and I didn't know a single entrepreneur in my family or friend group or anything, right? My mom was a stay-at-home mom for ever since I was born. My dad has been working for the same company for over 30 years, which
Wow.
is
Unheard
of.
of.
Yeah, but back then I think you were just so loyal to one company. He didn't
Claude's
even
dad
like
did
think
that.
that.
He started as
Did
the
that?
janitor and he worked his way up to the CEO.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy? My ex-husband,
crazy.
his father is like Ava's father,
Yeah,
same company over 30 years and
30
built his way
years.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Started as a janitor.
That's crazy.
American dream.
First job ever and
Mm-hmm.
last job
Beautiful.
until the day of his retirement.
Beautiful.
So, I come from a family of corporate, or stay at home moms. And entrepreneurship was never even like something that I thought was possible or something that I would ever even attempt to do because it felt so far from what I imagined. And, I grew up in Asia and I never really thought that, hey, I'm just going to leave the continent, right? But after, I think around junior of high school, I was like, you know what, mom, I really want to like go to the US. And by the way, the first time I ever came to the US for college was the first time I came to the US in my life.
Yeah. And
Like-
Ava got really, really sick because she wasn't used to the food.
Yeah.
If you don't know, I am obsessed with Asian culture, specifically Korean beauty, food, wellness.
Yeah.
And we always like text each other about this stuff that I actually joke, I think I was Asian in a past
I think so
life.
too.
I really believe this. And we're so tied in so many ways culturally and respect and values, so on and
So
so
many.
forth.
Mhm.
But she got really sick from the food, which kind of led you onto this journey.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I ate whatever my mom fed me or like the food in my culture. I never second guessed any of the food choices.
Mhm.
I never counted calories. I didn't even know the term calorie until college when I came to the US.
It's like an American thing.
It's a very American
Yeah.
thing. And like nowhere in Asia back then had calorie labels or anything. You
That's
just
crazy.
eat what there is,
It's
right?
just Whole Foods.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, I came to the US like the freshman 15. I'm just eating anything, any junk. And at that point, I got obsessed with calories as well. So I would think, okay, this bag of like chips has 100 calories. That is lower than an apple that may have like 120 calories or
Sure.
something. So then I would pick the chips over the apple. Like that's how obsessive I got with health. And I was destroying my body
Yeah.
over the college years. You're drinking a lot, you're treating your body like a trash bag. Then after college, I went straight into investment banking. I'm working minimum 100 hours a week. I'm
Yeah.
eating junk. I've never cooked at home.
And depleted mentally, physically.
Completely.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's a 360 when you're depleted in all areas of your life. At
Mind,
one point,
body, soul.
so at one point, your body just dies out. And I think I was 26, 27 at this point when I was just so ill that I couldn't process anything. Anything I ate was hurting my stomach. That was when I was like, you know what? I need to start looking into like what is going on with me because I can't just like collapse
Right.
like this. And I was working in private equity at the time, so I couldn't like not work.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I actually started to rely on what my mom told me to do this whole time. But of course, in your 20s, you don't listen to anything that your parents tell you
Of
to do.
course not.
Of
Why would
course
you do
not.
that?
No, ever. But I was like, you know what? Maybe the tea that my mom always fed me, maybe the water
black
and
sesame?
black sesame and the jujube tea.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I start drinking some of that I grew up on,
Yeah.
maybe they'll do something. And so I started doing that. I started eating more rice.
Going back to your roots.
I started going back to my roots. And my coworker and my mom told me, stop eating salads for lunch. Stop eating the cold salads for lunch. I never ate salads.
I want you to
growing up.
explain to people in Korean culture. This
Right.
is something a lot of Americans don't understand. And this is actually really imperative to mind, body, and soul because the way you eat does affect your nervous system, which does affect your consciousness because
Yeah.
it all intertwines. Tell everyone about, and she taught me this, the effect of cold foods on the body.
Okay. So the effect of cold foods on the body is, I think, one of the most important principles that I grew up on and still exists to this day. This is a very traditional Chinese medicine concept. I grew up in China my entire life, and in China and in Korea too. Like people always say, everything you do not want to be touching anything cold. That includes cold drinks.
Definitely
iced
no
coffee.
cold plunges. Those are horrible
No,
for women.
especially for a woman, especially if you're on your period,
yes.
right?
It's too jarring to the body.
Nothing. Everything has to be balanced out, right? Vegetables are good, but always cook your vegetables because by cooking it, it changes the nature of the food. So, for example, if you're eating a raw salad, all the salads in there are very cold in nature. Not only are they cold in nature, but they're also very hard for your body to digest. So couple all of those factors. When your stomach is working overtime and it's cold, it creates this thing called dampness in your stomach. And more dampness is kind of like clogging in your stomach, right? So how does that show up in your body symptoms? First of all, for skin health, it shows up as clogged skin. It shows up as texture. It shows up as acne. For the body, it shows up as bloating, irregular periods, painful periods like fatigue, that feeling of why am I so tired even if I slept 8 hours?
Sure.
It's all related. That's why we also say, hey, cold feet is also bad. Wear socks to bed. Try to keep everything warm, especially your stomach as well. Always wearing tank tops, right? So when I'm in Asia, my mom's just like, you got to cover the stomach. You got to cover the belly. You have to protect the uterus.
Yeah, always
all
about
that.
protecting the womb.
Protecting the womb.
Yes.
The womb. Yeah.
Protecting the womb, because
Yeah.
that's quite literally,
Exactly.
whether you're pregnant or not, that's the center point of
Yeah.
the woman.
Exactly. So
Beautiful.
that going back, I was eating sweet green with all my coworkers every single day.
yeah.
That's what everyone
Cold
does.
kale, which is
Yes.
like the opposite of what
Opposite.
you were taught to do as a child.
So my mom and she got me to talk to some TCM practitioners, doctors, and they all said, whatever sweet green salad if I show them pictures, they said that is the worst thing you can be doing to yourself right now. So I made the immediate switch and I started eating white rice bowls.
Classic.
At
Just
that point, my
classic
stomach
white
was
rice
so
bowls.
sensitive that I couldn't even handle grains.
Stop.
Right? It couldn't even be like wheat grains or like seeded bread. It had to be white bread, like something that's not processed, just plain for your stomach. I started eating cooked broccoli, cooked salmon, cooked beef with my white rice, which, if you're thinking about calories or something like that, you're like, oh, that's so much more than a salad, right?
But it's nourishing for the body.
So nourishing for the body.
And it's nourishing for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's like eating a warm plate. Like, there's nothing better than eating something warm and just nourishing for the body.
Especially first thing in the morning too, right?
And it's the best way to lose weight. The best way to lose weight.
That's what I always say.
To eat more, but of whole foods. That's how the body burns.
That's exactly.
You would
and I
think
started
that this
doing
is
that.
like a known thing.
No,
this
it's
is how
not.
I was taught to always eat as a child. I have other things that I would always love to work on, but eating was never something that was a correction for me. Like I felt like as a young child, like Middle Eastern culture is very much, it's ingrained. Like
very much
vegetables, fish, warm soups, warm broths. Like you're constantly eating healthy food.
And that's why the Mediterranean diet is also one of the healthiest
It's the number
diets.
one.
Exactly.
From what
longevity.
I've understood. Yeah.
Yeah. So I stopped
So
eating
how did that
salads.
transition go into by Ava, and how did you manifest? Like, did you use any tools, techniques besides obviously working hard?
Well, once I stopped eating the salads and I saw my body transform, it wasn't just salads. It was also, the teas that I was drinking, especially not drinking like cold coffee first thing in the morning. Not just coffee, but it was like drinking frappuccinos, like sugar things that were like spiking my blood sugar,
bad.
right? The
So
alcohol, I stopped all of that. And then I was also just like so puffy. Maybe it was cortisol phase. I was just so stressed.
Sure.
That if you look at pictures of me from 10 years ago.
Oh, I've seen them. It's total
I am
180.
stick skinny, okay? I'm so skinny, but my face is like double the size of this. So I relied on facial massages, gua sha back then. And I just saw how everything, my mind, my appearance completely just changed. And at this point, I still never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur. However, it was the biggest motivation for me to start Glow with Ava, my social media page, to be able to tell people about the glow. So my handle is Glow with Ava, but I didn't have that much of a glow in my skin at that point because I was sick, right? My body was damaged.
literally.
I was like, my skin was not there. However, when I started to notice some differences, I was like, you know what? I do see a difference in my complexion. And I just look more rosier and healthier.
Sure.
So the Glow with Ava, the glow behind it was actually health related back then. It wasn't the skincare, like glass skin aspect of things at all.
I think also something that you do really well, the correlation between using something like a gua sha, which someone would be like, it's just a piece of material that you're rubbing on your face. It's actually a lot more than that from a physical perspective and from a consciousness perspective.
Yeah,
Because
thank you for bringing that up.
when you're using a tool like that, not only are you creating movement within the actual structure of your face, what you're doing is you're using your consciousness to slow you down.
Yes.
Whether it's
I
gua sha
think-
or something else, you are physically respecting yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's why rituals, no matter what your
Mhm.
background is, no matter what you're actually doing,
Mhm.
it's imperative to one's, especially women's, mental health.
Exactly. And that, now that I have my own brand with Baeva, yes, I want to sell the products, but our core philosophy and the brand ethos is centered on rituals
Yes.
that bring you back to the roots. Because, our tea, we have tea, but it's not a tea bag. It's a tea ritual that you have to boil the water and you have to steep it, and then you have to eat all the ingredients from it.
Sure.
Doing that takes at least 10 to 15 minutes. But even that 10 to 15 minutes of doing this, practicing this ritual versus just pouring in hot water in a tea bag, that's something that was like, you are taking the time to take care of yourself in the similar sense that doing gua sha routine. Yes, at the end of the day, a lot of people, it is for aesthetic reasons, right? But it's really so much more than that.
So much more.
So
than
much
that.
more. It is a mental thing. It is a
And
lymphatic
by the way,
drainage
there's
for the
also
body
nothing
too.
wrong with desiring the
Absolutely
aesthetic.
not.
We love aesthetics.
We love it.
But what are aesthetics without the internal component?
Yeah.
What's the internal component without the exterior?
Mhm.
They actually go hand in hand. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with wanting to look and feel beautiful.
Mhm.
But internally, where are they matching?
Yeah.
Where's the alignment?
Where is the alignment? That's the key. Yeah. So I think that's the philosophy that, like, with my brand, I really wanted to bring together the Eastern rituals, the modernness of like how to use a tool and bring that essence together.
What is your, obviously every day is different. And once you have a kid, you're going to be like, Liz, how did you do this? Because it's
Yeah.
going to be, the mornings get a little chaotic, but that's when you're going to need to be reminded of your own rituals, actually. So that's when it gets really fun, because you're
Yeah.
like, I get to actually now embody what I preach. And that's actually the whole reason of doing any of this, to make
Yeah.
sure that you're embodying what you preach at all times.
Absolutely.
But what is your morning routine? What are your rituals? What's your connection to religion, if you have any, or spirituality? And how do you use it to manifest and make your life better?
I think when I lived in New York, I now spend half my time in New York, half my time in New Jersey. I feel like I've always had a routine, right? But in every setting, my morning routine, morning
Changes.
ritual changes. But like, how do you still be flexible?
Right.
I will say, like, I am so happy with the morning routine that I have right now. But back then in my New York home, I was still waking up. Maybe I would like journal a little bit, do a face mask, LED right now. But then the days I'm in New Jersey now, I wake up and I have to drink a little bit of warm water. Sometimes I'll put lemon in it. Sometimes I'll
You
put
don't do the
something
black
else.
sesame in the water in the morning?
Well, I do, but I still just do water.
Just
first thing.
anything.
Just any
Yeah.
water, but it's got to be lukewarm or hot.
Okay.
I love like a hot water first thing in the morning, after brushing my teeth, after doing the
No
tongue
drinking iced
scraping.
coffee directly in the morning.
Sometimes I do it, but usually I'll never ever do that at home.
Okay.
Yeah. If
Okay.
I'm traveling and
Then
I'm
you're
like
like-
really, then
Yeah.
okay. But at home, this is my ritual, a little bit of that. And then after that, I'll go into like my journaling in the kitchen for like maybe even not even 5 minutes sometimes, like
With like the
2
5-minute
minutes.
journal?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like sometimes I just have my own journal and I just write my thoughts out.
You're just writing thoughts.
Just writing thoughts. Yeah.
You're not doing like gratitude or like future projection. You're just
Oh.
writing thoughts.
So I do the thing where like every day I write like maybe 2 to 3 things I'm grateful for.
Beautiful.
And 2 to 3 people I want to send my love to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
this
gonna add
can be-
that.
you should add
I
that.
love that.
It can be
because energy is
someone-
never lost.
It's not just, my husband every day. It is someone who maybe came up in my dream last night, or someone like out of nowhere is in my mind. And it's like my 3rd grade elementary school teacher, right? It's just like, I'm just sending love. I'm thinking about this
Beautiful.
person. And I've been doing this for like years now. And
I'm
I
going to start
absolutely
adding that. I
love
never thought
doing
to do that.
Mhm.
Because you always think of your immediate family and friends,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like, it's also nice to send energy
Yeah.
to someone you're just thinking about, because energy quite
Absolutely.
literally is never lost. So in
Yeah.
some correlation, it doesn't stay
It's
stagnant.
energy. Yeah.
It's sent
Sometimes
somewhere.
it's very rare that on a day that all 3 people in my list are all family,
Mm.
right? I actually love to add someone who I haven't seen in like a decade or more.
Beautiful.
And they don't have to know that they're in my journal, but I still write it down. So I do that for max 5 minutes. And then I'll either, if I'm really hungry, I'll have some breakfast. Usually I try to go into like my little workout room.
What are you eating?
And for breakfast?
Yeah.
It depends every day. But sometimes I'll do like a warm smoothie. I know this
Nice.
is
Like a rolled oats, but smoothie form?
No, it's like smoothie, but instead of ice, I add in just like warm water.
Does
So
it taste?
it tastes great.
It's like soothing, probably
Yeah,
more
it's
than
soothing.
anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's so good.
Cold smoothings again, it's just like kind of a
It's
jarring
like, it's like too
moment. It's like,
thin.
ew, like I just woke up.
I know, especially in the wintertime.
But
I'm like,
maybe
oh, it's
people
too
like
much.
that because they need that jolt.
No,
I don't know.
I get that, but like I've had to make, warm smoothies for my husband and he hates them.
Ben's not into that.
He's like, I need it to be cold. How can a smoothie not be cold? He doesn't get it.
Yeah, because yeah.
So, and he drinks the cold coffee.
And he grew
all
up
of
like
that.
very much so American.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll usually make like my warm smoothie. If Ben wants one, I'll do like a cold smoothie. So I make like two completely separate ones.
Yeah.
His smoothie ingredients and my smoothie ingredients are completely different that I can never even like mix it either. So I'll do that. But usually in my morning smoothie, if I'm doing it, I'll always include like a mixture of banana, blueberries, and black sesame. So that's my BBB.
Nice.
I
I like that. BBB.
BBB. And I've been talking about BBB for maybe 8 years at this point.
If
now.
anyone could take anything from this podcast, obviously like the manifestation and spiritual component, for me is so crucial, but black sesame.
Black sesame. I am the black sesame girl.
The game.
Uh-huh.
Helps reverse graze, helps heal, helps soothe. Like it's so underrated.
It's the
but not
best
in
hormone
but not in
ingredient.
Asian culture. Black sesame. It's like lemon.
Yes.
It's literally like, well, that's just what you do. You just
Well,
add
if you
it.
go to like black sesame is more trending, I will say, in the last 5 years, even more so. But
in our world, in beauty,
in beauty and
not in the rest.
However, it's so popular and people love it
Yeah.
that even in Korea, Dunkin' Donuts has black sesame donuts.
In Korea.
Yeah, not here. But I've always wanted to make it a thing. And I've looked into so many different like manufacturers to bring black sesame or by Ava.
Smart.
I'm still working on it, but I didn't want to just sell black sesame powder for by Ava because that's not unique because there's so many other sources. You can just buy high quality black sesame on Amazon or H Mart or wherever. So I don't want to be that person to bring that. If I'm going to do it with all my products,
By the way,
make
no
it a
one
little
knows
bit
what
more
you're
unique.
talking about. H Mart
Is Korean.
is Korean, and she
market.
introduced me to this, and it's where I like to get. She would bring me back from Korea, like seaweed, black sesame, all these things that really help heal the body and the gut, which then help heal you at a soul level because your consciousness. You can use food to clear your consciousness because once your gut is healed and once your body feels strong, the mind becomes stronger. That's why they go hand in hand. And these food items really, remember you called one of the seaweeds the Rolls Royce of seaweed?
The Rolls Royce of seaweed. My mom always says that. She calls them and it's like, it's from like the port, like southernmost part of Korea and orders a box. Like I'm not even talking like a box. I'm talking a box this high.
Oh my God.
Because we're obsessed with seaweed.
It's a superfood. Wait, my ADD kicked in because I feel like there's always so much to talk about. Warm water.
Yeah.
Just so we can break this down. Warm water. Journaling.
And then I do
Sending
my
3
workout.
people love.
Yep.
Your workout.
And then I do my workout. I've really toned down my workout a lot. I used to do some weight training, not at home, but if I go to the gym, I used to do some weight training. But just in the last like 6 to 9 months, my acupuncturist told me, with everything that I've been doing, I've always been in a fight or flight, which is why I think I got my autoimmune because my body's just so tired. But I love working that I never noticed or realized how hard or how dead my body is.
Sure.
So all my doctors were like, your body is fighting to live or you're fighting to survive. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. And my acupuncturist, last year.
And the second you did, you got pregnant.
Yeah, he was like, you got to stop. You got to stop run. I don't run, but he was like, no more weight training, no more running. You can't.
Isn't running also like bad for your knees and like bad for women's like
but he just
from
said,
an aesthetic perspective
don't
for
do
the
anything,
chest.
even like hard Pilates. So
wow.
So I actually got into Tai Chi.
I know. I remember seeing that on social.
Yeah, it was so funny. I'm
and
like an 80-year-old grandma.
That's like trending on social media now. I've seen a few fitness guys be like, "Am I Chinese? I'm enjoying this."
Yes. Oh, and yeah. Being the Chinese is a thing.
Can you give us like a few moves?
I think Tai Chi. I mean, there's so many different moves.
Give us 3.
Okay. Well, I think the most common like lymphatic drainage movement is literally just hitting yourself
like this.
Yeah,
because the lymph
yourself.
is here.
Yeah, it's right here. It's one of the biggest lymph nodes that live.
It's a little tender.
Yeah, it's tender, but like nothing crazy. Just do this.
It's tender, babe.
Yeah.
That's
gotta-
gotta
you
be a
gotta
sign
move
that's
it
a little
too.
stuck. I never, I'm like
Yeah.
into everything health, wellness.
Just gotta like-
I'm not ever tapping this area.
Tapping behind the knee is also really great
Right,
as
I saw
well.
that.
Behind the knee.
Because you never hit there.
Yeah, or around your uterus, like right here. That's a good point too. And then honestly, just like, spreading your arms open and just like deep breathing. So I can never meditate. I really wish I was a meditator. However,
You probably
starting
like
Tai
guided
Chi,
meditation.
that's a little better. But
Yeah.
Tai Chi, because there's so many breathing, because you're doing slow movements. And by doing this, you automatically have to do deep breaths. That
Because
is
it's
my
slowing
form,
you down.
and it's my form of meditation.
You
And
know
then
what
the
would be cool
weirdest,
to stack with that?
Yeah.
Hertz frequency, because Hertz frequency actually
Oh.
quite literally changes your consciousness by, it's like they call it the music of angels, because the Hertz, there's different frequencies to change the mind.
Interesting.
You've never heard of Hertz frequency? A lot
I
of people
have, but
sleep
I've,
to
like-
it.
Yes, actually,
Imagine
that's true.
stacking that with Tai Chi. So you're
Having,
not
like, little
only just doing
headphones
the
in.
physical, you're
Yeah.
doing the subconscious. That's cool.
We could do it.
I love a stacking moment, especially once you become a mom.
No, we love the sacks.
We'll have ear seeds.
Have my water, have my Hertz.
This would actually be us.
Move.
Movement hurts. A face mask. Throw on a
Face
face
mask.
mask.
Oh, I always have an eye mask in the morning. You know us. We're the same way.
Ava and I will FaceTime each other.
We're with our eye.
I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? And she's just like working with it. I'm like, wow, that's so weird, because I'm literally doing the same thing. We
thing.
love to stack.
Yeah.
We love to stack, because why not?
Why not? And that's how
Why
we get to
not?
where we are doing
Correct.
too, right?
You have to be
Yeah.
smart with your time, and also know how to take care of yourself while you're doing other things.
I'm learning how to do that more. So,
I'm like, that's my specialty.
and I hope I can
stack
get
like
really good when
crazy.
I'm a mom too.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
It's just you start to learn like what works for you and how to do it.
Yeah.
Like while the baby's sleeping, you're doing,
More productive.
Correct.
Yeah.
You actually get really good with your time, and everything else rather just falls to the side that's no longer in alignment, because you really like time is of the essence, and
Yeah.
you want to be with your child.
Yeah.
This
No,
was
but you
so
know what?
fun. I love you.
Tai
Ava.
Chi has helped with my morning sickness.
Really?
I swear
the
to
slow
God.
breathing.
Yes.
Because you're going
Because
inward.
I wake up with like morning sickness. My first time as I was dying. But if I'm
God forbid.
moving and like deep breathing, so that because of that, there's not a single, I would do Tai Chi and deep breathing at least 5 times a week to help me. If I didn't
Wait,
do
can
that,
you stand
I was
up
like,
and
yeah.
show us like a few moves? Like I want to actually like this is important.
Okay, like one of the moves is just it's very basic, just like deep breathing.
Can we get some photos of this?
It's literally
This is really important. This is actually like
and
really
it's very good
beneficial.
for like the spine and the shoulders because I'm always like hunched up. Just kind of opening up. Yeah. And I don't know if we're doing this, even if you don't want to breathe, you naturally just end up breathing and opening up.
It's just these small nuanced movements that make a big difference. Instead of just waking up and rushing.
Rushing. Exactly. Another one like I like to do is like it also like works your muscles too in a way, but you go like this. And it works
And I'm
your
doing this in
shoulder,
heels.
and I'm doing a
Gangster.
skirt. Come back. And you go back out. It's like almost like
Nice. That
it's
felt
also like
nice.
pushing energy out.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that.
And bring that back in. So you breathe that like 10 to 15 times.
Pushing away things. It's like when they say you take a shower, letting the water rinse off all the
I
things
didn't
from
know
the
that.
day
I
you
love
don't
that.
need anymore, the
Yeah.
release.
It's all about like like a lot of moves like bring the energy in.
Like correct.
Or like pushing the energy out. It's all the movement.
Okay, so obviously there's YouTubes on this that you can go
Yeah,
online.
I
and
just
find
do YouTube.
easily. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just do YouTube.
You should do one.
I'm not doing that. I will not be guiding a Tai Chi class anytime soon. I'll
But
do
like-
gua sha tutorials. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
Don't give me another
I am
thing
not
to
doing
do.
a Tai Chi class. Yeah, you're like, I don't need more jobs. But it all really is. It's like, that's what's so cool about this space, right? Like,
Yeah.
especially being half of one culture and half of another,
Yes.
the blend.
Yeah,
And
and
I
you
think
know
that's
this so
really
well.
your mission,
the
you
blend.
know? The
Mhm.
mission of blending ancient with modern.
Mhm.
There's a power in that.
Yeah, and I think that's like my mission. And I'm learning so much more. Like I didn't do Tai Chi. I grew up watching grandmas doing Tai Chi every single morning. Okay.
Especially like outside, right? They all do it
Outside.
outside.
It's
They're
like 5,
connected
6
to earth
a.m.
and barefoot, right?
Yes.
To be connected
Connect
to
to the ground.
earth. And quantum physics actually teaches that the earth has certain neurons that actually
Yes.
go into the body. So it's the connection from mind, body, soul.
And I always judged them, but look at me right now.
Yeah.
I am like, it's roots. What they were doing, they've always been right. So as I learned these practices, I'm learning like, wow, they were right. And how do I let my friends know? How do I let my community know about practices that have been around for centuries?
Beautiful.
Is it science? No.
I actually beg to differ.
But
I bet there's a
hey,
lot of science now that backs it.
But I do believe that it is science.
To wrap this up, if we could give, and I'll let you go first, younger women tips on how to be more confident and how to manifest, what's yours?
This isn't actually an advice that someone even gave me this week.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's something that I know, but sometimes I forget, right? But this is an advice that someone who was 10 years older than me gave. Yes, this week after I was talking to her about some issue, and she said, as long as you know that you are passionate, you love what you are doing, and you are in your own lane, what other people say, all the jealousy, all the hate and everything, you can block it out.
Beautiful.
Don't let it bother you, because in 10 years and 20 years, you won't even remember the name or whoever was attacking you, because you have one goal, one lane with your philosophy and your own ethics. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
I would say for a younger woman who's lost or in a situation where she feels trapped, that you need to surround yourself with community of women, find women that can always help you. That's going to help you become more confident, finding women that you can look up to and surround yourself with. But in order to manifest, you need to listen to yourself. Quite often, people think manifestation and confidence don't go hand in hand, but manifestation comes from the confidence of an inner knowing.
Yeah.
And in order to know your inner knowing, you need to spend time by yourself, and you need to speak to something that's sourced for you.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, you need to have that connection in order to go inwards to then go out.
Go outwards. So true. I love it.
You're the best. Thanks for being
I
here.
love you.
We're done. That was amazing. Yay.
Thank you.